Aloha, my name is Anna Covert, and I'm coming to you with my battleship here on the beautiful island of Oahu. This week on the Covert Code, the topic is healing sleep and unlocking human potential. My special guest is Raj Khedun, a London-based wellness and relationship coach, transformation expert, and manager at Keep Fit Kingdom, an organization on a mission to help 1 billion people live to 100 with joy and vitality. The past 15 years, Raj has been on a mission to unlock human potential and is the creator of the 3-3 Insomnia Hack, a method that involves a 30-90-second rapid strategy that helps reduce and ease insomnia, stress, and anxiety, which are some of the things that we know in business are come up a lot and are critical to a healthy well-being. So thanks so much for being here today, Raj.
Absolutely welcome, Anna. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Absolutely.
Right. Well, I'm going to break out of our normal format and just get straight into what this strategy is, and if you could lead us through a short exercise.
Sure. May I give a bit of a backstory context just to kind of wrap it up in the
Sure.
story? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll keep it succinct, but I think the import of the concepts are what are so, even to me to this day, mind blowing. But you can ask any questions in the middle to try to to broaden it out if you need to. But basically, it all started when I was 3 years old, and my mother takes me to kindergarten, or as we say in the UK, nursery school. We get enrolled, check out the classrooms, check out the playground and everything, and we end up in the library. And the first 2 books I ever pick off any bookshelf in this lifetime was one about dinosaurs and one about planets. So these are the first 2 books I pick up, and the Thomas the Tank Engine, the Mr. Happy, Mr. Sad books, I didn't touch those, whatever didn't resonate. But the images on these books just remain so deeply imprinted on my brain. I can remember it like it was just like today. We have crocodiles, and we have birds, and we have elephants and dolphins, and animals go up the chain. They're more sentient, they're more intelligent, they communicate better, and they get on better as a team. And then I thought to myself, so many of these themes apply to humans, right?
Yes.
And yeah, and can humans then evolve their own brains by their own self-will and self-effort with consistent daily practice? And the answer is, of course, yes. So I went down that rabbit hole, and I was pondering these things deeply as a child. So basically, I realized, I began to understand that what you think is air, I'll keep this short, it's not really air. This thing around us, which in school they tell you is 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen and all that stuff, that doesn't mean anything to you. What it means to you is that you breathe this stuff in with every single breath, right? And the real constituents of this air are light, electricity, and magnetism. Light, electricity, and magnetism. And it's 24/7 abundant with us all the time. Now, the trick is this. Human beings are like batteries. The brain is like a positive, like a battery. Right? You have positive at the top and negative at the bottom.
Yep.
So the brain is very positive. And then you've got the senses, which they're externalized into the world. They could be negative. So the trick is to harness this electromagnetic power in the air through the brain. And you can do that through the breath.
Yep.
It's like unlocking all this hidden power that a human being has.
Yes.
By using all this energy around us to get to the right place in the body, in the physiology, the immune system and the nervous system, to unlock all this power for yourself. Right. So basically, I've studied metaphysics and yoga for 25 to 30 years, and I just learned how to channel all of this through the brain and create huge impact in the body and thus in life quickly.
Yeah.
Does that help give a bit of context?
Sure. I'm with you. I'm a big meditator, and I do energy exercises all the time. So I'm following you 100%. Yes.
Okay, awesome. And I have to also dial in this other very special aspect of the story, and then we'll get into the method and we can try it as well, and you can experience it. So Oh, where do I go with this? Basically, I was 18 years old, an arrogant, obnoxious teenager in London, had all the material things you could ask for, everything handed to me. I didn't have to work at all. And I took it for granted. And I didn't realize how much I took it for granted until my mother says to me, would you like to go to India? I'm like, what? Why? She's quite open-minded and spiritually adventurous. And I wasn't at that as an 18-year-old bratty teenager from London. So I thought, "Well, so the only thing that made me go, because I didn't want to go initially, I thought it was full of poor people and it's backward and all this stuff, which was a complete mistake.
Yeah.
It's my prejudgment. I think I got that from the school system here, right? Anyway, maybe it was because Gandhi kicked the British out and they didn't want to extol India.
Well, the British think that Britain's the best place on earth, right? So, that's a known fact. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But the only thing that made me go, or that kind of impelled me to go, was my love of the Indiana Jones films. Because in one of the films, Temple of Doom, he goes to India.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? I was a kid, I was watching that film. I thought, yeah, one day I'd like to go on an adventure, be a cool anthropologist and archaeologist and find out all these mystical artifacts and have a great adventure, right?
Sure.
So that's silly. Well, it was great, actually. That figment in my imagination compelled me to go. So I go to India, and lo and behold, I meet this avatar. Right, if you're familiar with the concept of Avatar from Netflix, The Last Airbender, with the ship-shifting elements and all that stuff, and James Cameron's blockbusting films, Avatar, and all the spin-offs from that, I come face to face with a full power Avatar.
Wow.
And he knew everything about me, everything.
Wow.
And he said, you think you come here because of what you're imagining? It's me who brought you here.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, I've got chills.
Yeah, and the books, he knew why I picked those books up and why they made such a deep imprint on my memory about dinosaurs and planets, evolution, and astrology, astrological influences. He knew everything about me. And he basically humbled me and said, you don't know anything, son. You think you're clever because you've been to school and you read a few books. You know nothing. What? What is this? Like, what? I was like, I was confused. I was just mind blown.
Yes.
And he says, son, you see, the things you need to learn to be a human, you need to learn unconditional love. This is the most important thing. You need to learn patience, compassion, kindness, and wisdom. These are the things that make a true human being. And I'm like, because I was the bratty and obnoxious kid, I hated that. Right. And I'm like, if that's so important, why isn't a single word of that spoken in the school system then? And he laughed and he said, look, this system that you're in, it's contrived to control you.
We call it BS, belief systems.
Exactly.
That's what Tom Campbell calls it.
There you go. Whether you call it, the Rockefeller model, breads to, create wage slaves from 9 to 5 and all that stuff, and have a mortgage and have health problems, have divorces and all this stuff, and then die. If that's the agenda, well, hell no, I'm getting out of this. Right. And unfortunately, many people are still stuck in this matrix and they have no way of how to navigate out of it. So they die that way. And I'm like, that can't be right. So he, because he slapped me metaphorically so hard, I was on the ground. I was like at zero.
Yeah.
I'm thinking my life is meaningless then. Right? Yeah. In God's eyes, yeah, pretty useless. So I decide to go into monk. I'm laughing about it now, but I go into monk mode for 10 years from 18 to 28. Yeah.
In India?
No, in London.
In London. Okay.
Yeah. I came And then I started going through all the esoteric teachings of Hinduism, Vedanta, yoga,
Wow,
Kabbalah,
cool.
Sufism, Buddhism, and all those things. And then I began to understand, there is an underpinning of life that if you can't apprehend these things, you're going to constantly get tangled up and you'll never get out of this mess.
Right.
And the two constants in the entire universe for all of us, all human beings, is consciousness and energy. Consciousness and energy. That's the underpinning for your entire existence.
Yes.
And then I started to realize, the breath is the mechanism which ties these things together and allows you to transform your consciousness and the cells of your body. Like, okay, I'm beginning to understand this now. So that's where I over a number of years, developed some various breathing methods and then developed something even more impactful over a period of years.
So let me ask you, being there for 10 years, what made you decide that this was the time or it was the time to leave the monastery? Were you like, what was this calling that you had? Why didn't you stay there forever? That's what I'm asking.
Why didn't I stay in India forever?
No, in the monastery. You were there for 10 years. That's a long time. What made you decide, okay, now I'm going to come out and share this knowledge?
Well, because it touched me deeply. I did feel like, I don't really know anything. I don't feel I know anything that's substantial. I'm just.
But I got all that. I'm just saying, like, being you could still be in the monastery now. What was that thing that made you say, I'm going to now, 10 years is enough. I'm going to now take this knowledge and share it with the world?
Because I stabilized it within my own mind. So because I was confident that I'm not being influenced too much by the external world anymore, and people's opinions of family and all that stuff, I cut off from the media, TV, newspapers, music, films, all of that. I shut all of it down, all of it. Then because, of years of training and meditating and breathing methods and yoga practices, I was able to then protect myself and shield myself from the external world effectively. But it took time to do that. It wasn't easy. So going into that mode, I was able to then build that resistance for myself and then be able to think clearly, whether I'm with ordinary people or whoever I'm with, I can still navigate clearly in my own mind. It was a stabilization process.
And but you don't think you answered my question. So, but when did you? So after that 10 years, you said, okay, now I'm gonna leave the monastery. Was that you just you woke up one day and you're like, I've had enough of it. I'm ready now, or was there some kind of calling that you had to come help the world, or what was that story part?
Yeah, exactly. As it's in Buddhism, they teach you that wisdom and compassion and kindness is the true imprint of a true human. So I just decided I've got my practices, I'll keep them up every single day and I'll act and behave that way to everyone.
Yep.
So, coming back into the worldly kind of environment, I thought it's okay. I can stabilize it. I can act from the center of my heart and be that way all the time and build that as a habit. Keep on doing it. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's get into this hack.
Okay, sorry for the long story. Okay. So, are you familiar with breathing methods?
Yes, I am.
You are. What ones do you resonate?
Well, I do a lot of breathing exercises. Actually, I'm pretty new to meditation. Actually, a little backstory for me that I had forgotten about that one of my friends reminded me of. I grew up in Colorado and I did karate for 10 years, 15 years. And so we were doing meditation then. And so I was doing it as a child and then kind of forgot about it. And then just recently in the last year, got really into Dr. Joe Dispenza. So he's one of my personal heroes. And so I do his meditations every day. And then in recent, I started working with it's called HemiSync, which is this the binaural beats and the synchronization. So I'm doing some of these gateway exercises on energy, color breathing, things like that. So, and I just love it. So I'm excited to hear what your rendition of it is.
Absolutely. Actually, Joe Dispenza was taught by the same teacher that taught me for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Paramahansa Yogananda. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So It's good. You've got a background, so this will be very easy for you. So what we do first to do the 3-3 method, we check in with ourselves very briefly, and on a scale of 1 to 10, Anna, if you can tell me how you're feeling right now, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, what would you say?
I feel like I'm in the 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. And if you can check your nostril flow, what we do is we block the right nostril and breathe in and out a few times at the left. And then switch over, block the left, breathe out the right a few times. In and out. You can get.
So for people who are not watching us, we're closing one side of our nose, and then we're doing some quick in and out breathing through that other nostril that's exposed. So you can take put your thumb on one nose and then do. Okay, and then the other side. Okay, keep going.
And switch over.
Yeah.
So would you say the ratio is balanced, or is one slightly more open than the other? What would you say?
Yeah, they're pretty balanced.
Pretty balanced, yeah.
Yeah.
50-50 though.
I'd say 50-50.
Good.
Now, if they weren't, for those people who are following along here, and if it wasn't balanced, what is that telling you?
Basically, one side of the brain is more open or operative at that point than the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So we switch between 45 to 90 minutes. We keep switching from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain.
Right. So like the creative brain, and then the right side and the left side, and then there's the creative brain, and then there's the more analytic brain. Yeah.
And usually when people feel their best, that it's when both sides are merged and they're balanced and blended.
Yes.
So that's where the neutral flow becomes 50-50, like you have now.
Because of all my ego sinking.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
It's very peaceful.
9 out of 10. So yeah, you've got everything together.
Yes.
But a lot of people have not, unfortunately.
Sure.
So with this method, Anna, you're going to breathe in 3 times through the nose in 3 parts like this. Because, Zoom cancels out the sound of breath, I'll just do the sound audibly. So you can capture onto it. So other people can hear as well. So it's like, imagine you have a flower and you sniff it 3 times. Sniff, 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 like this. And then, yeah. And then 3 times out the mouth like this. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, 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 ha.
Ha ha ha.
But third one's elongated, a bit longer.
Okay. Ha ha ha. And are you actually like breathing out? You can hear it?
Ha, ha, ha. Yeah.
Okay.
Ha, ha. Longer.
Okay.
There you go. And we do it from the back of the throat to activate the vagus nerve for rest and digestion, healing and deep sleep and all that stuff. So again, sniff, sniff, sniff. Ha ha ha. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Ha ha ha. But without the sounds. I'm only doing the sounds for the sake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it looks like this.
Okay. Got it. And you do that for 90 secones?
No, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it live in a minute.
Okay, well, just listen for people who are listening. That's not much fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So you do that. Let's try a couple of times, Anna, and make sure we get out. So. Nice, gentle, relaxed rhythm. Doesn't need to be fast. Nice, gentle, relaxing. We'll do it together for a minute with the eyes closed. And then I'll ask you some questions about the physiological changes that you feel. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm already going. I'm already breathing.
So I'll set the timer so we can do it.
Okay, everyone do it with us. We're going to do 1 minute of breathing. But if you're in the car right now, don't close your eyes. But if you're not in the car, we'll close our eyes, and then Raj is going to bring us back in 1 minute. And we're going to do a reality check. Okay, here we go.
Exactly. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep your eyes closed. Just you can stop there. Just relax. Just relax and feel what's happening within. Just relax. Keeping your eyes closed down, huh? Tell me what you notice and how you feel.
I feel a vibration through my body. I feel like tingly, just kind of all over. And yeah, I feel the energy like moving up and down my body, like from my tail, my like first chakra to my crown, kind of just up and down.
Excellent. Do you feel any gentle pulsations in the brain or any cool
Yes,
sensation?
I do. I do. I feel it's very much like my HemiSync app when I do the binaural beats. And like when it's like the two different sounds, you can feel this kind of like connection of your brain, like a wave going across it. I feel that, but without the beats.
Mm, yeah.
It's like right in my kind of third eye chakra, like the top
Yeah.
of my forehead.
Oh.
I'm feeling that.
Okay.
And I feel like some tingling in my eyes too.
In your eyes, okay.
Mm.
Do you feel any sort of extrasensory kind of spaciousness, like beyond the body? Like, do you feel a sense of something bigger than yourself? Do you feel anything like that?
I think not more than normal, but I feel like that a lot because of all my meditation in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Okay. And you notice your heart rate slow down a little bit,
yes.
and then mental chatter, we call it the monkey mind or racing thoughts. You notice that slow down a bit.
I do.
And you get a sense of how this could help people fall asleep. Like if they've got a lot of mental chatter going on and they just want to relax. Do you get a sense of how this could help people drift off?
I do. I think it's I'm gonna open my eyes so I can connect with you. But yeah, I think it's very relaxing, and I do see that. Like another one that I've used before is when you like when if you can't sleep, when you take a breathe in and you squeeze your muscles. Like, Dr. Joe does
Mm.
that, where you squeeze everything and then you relax. And then you squeeze, so you go through the bottom of your feet and you start with your feet, like squeeze and then you relax them. You squeeze
Yes.
and then you relax them. So it feels similar to that, but without all the need to squeeze.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes, exactly, exactly. So, because a lot of people when they tell us they do all these different breathing rates, like 4 in and then hold for 8, and then breathe out for 16, and then hold for another 8. A lot of people we've taught them these things, but they don't do them
Right.
because they get the numbers. It's not part of the routine. But this one, because this is gentle 3-3, only
Right.
3. Kids are doing it, adults are doing it, doctors, lawyers, and elderly people are doing it. And again, it's just 3. You don't.
Yeah. It doesn't require much commitment, so, and it is very relaxing. So this is so you do it just one time or you're doing it in a series? Like you do it and then you rest, you do 30, like the 1 minute and then you 30-second off and then you do it again, or it's just once enough?
You can do it. We walk people through it step by step to see how they respond physiologically. Everyone responds slightly differently, but most people, probably 90%, 95% of people get a tremendous response from it.
And then do you do the nose test after this, or is this supposed to also like people who can't breathe from one side and they're doing like feeling more
That
fun?
Absolutely. That often changes as well. Like people who have bipolar, we were just training someone with bipolar disorder, been suffering with that for 15 years. And terrible because of the relationships, the erratic behavior, unpredictability. They didn't realize that their nostril flow keeps changing every 10 minutes. They
Wow.
didn't realize that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because of that. Yeah. And because of that, they didn't realize that if I just stabilize the nostril flow, then my brain and my life force would be harmonized and I wouldn't be so unpredictable and so erratic. But it took 15
And how
years.
long does
for
it
them
last
to-
for? Because I mean, I think this is like, most of our people who are listening are business, they're listening, looking for business skills and tips. And I think, of course, reducing stress and the monkey mind, for sure. For me, I've noticed mass improvement, like I've always been very successful, but, like the repetitive, like the looping of like, when you get something bothers you or like, an interference in your day or something that maybe unexpected happens and then you can't stop thinking about it and it gets, but through meditation I've found that it's more like I'll notice it more, like I'm more aware of my feelings, so I'll be like, oh, that's, I can let it try to, pass, like put it behind me or pass through. But it comes back, but I think that's all part of it. It's just being aware of it happening. So when this happens in the workday, what do? You go to the bathroom and you can sit there and you can be there for a minute and you can do this breathing. And how long does this last?
That's a very interesting point, Anna. And because you got this experience, you were able to elucidate that. I just want to speak to that.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
that's a very good comment. Now here's the trick. In yoga science, if you don't study the yoga science deeply, there'll be so many things that happen in your unconscious mind you don't realize you're running those programs.
Yes.
A lot of people have no idea what we're talking about sometimes, but the truth is, there's what we call vrittis. Vrittis in Sanskrit means whirlpools. Whirlpools are basically thought systems that run in the background.
Like your software on your
And
computer.
correct. Exactly. Now, what you just said was so interesting because, yes, when we do this breathing pattern, you become more aware of your thinking process. And yes, you can emotionally regulate to disperse that pattern or change that pattern. And you said they come back. When you use the 3-3 with a mantra, you can completely recode that pattern so it doesn't come back.
Really? Okay. And you do the mantra while you're in your mind? You don't say it, you're doing it in your mind. You're repeating it?
You can say, for example, I just trained a lawyer earlier today and she's just so burned out and just look, I just need you to give me something that I can use right now to stop
Right.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Don't worry about it. So give her the 3-3, make the mind soft and malleable so it's now in a neuroplastic state. Now you can reprogram it. So instead of thinking what you were thinking and it's bothering you and it's invading your mind space, just say something inspiring like, I am light, I am happy, I am joy, I am positive, I'm powerful, I'm harmonious. Any of those mantras that you say when your mind is neuroplastic, like after you've done the 3-3, becomes more and more real for you because you're planting a seed and changing that vritti whirlpool system into now a positive vritti that works for you even behind the scenes, even when you're sleeping.
So you repeat it to yourself. So the one that you get to the lawyer, so she does this, and then she's saying, "I'm light" or whatever.
She said, I'm light, I am light, I am light.
I'm light.
So you would do that and say, I'm light, 3 times, what did I tell her to do? Yeah, 3 times, 10 times. So basically 30 times. Just say it 30 times. I'm light, I'm light, I'm light, I'm light, I'm light. Relax.
And you speak it out loud, or you say it in your mind. It doesn't matter.
You can say it, you can whisper it, you can say it in your mind, maybe if you're in an office situation, you just need to say
People think, like, "Who is this person? What is she doing over there?"
Exactly. Yeah. But that helps to completely recode the mindset so those invasive, disturbing thoughts don't affect you again.
And of course, the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Repetition is the mother of learning. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminds me of some of that like color breathing. So I was learning this technique of it's called color breathing. And what you do is like, yeah, let's say, and you can pick different colors, but the 3 colors that I learned were if something's bothering you, you take a deep breath in and you close your eyes, you hold for 1 second, and then you keep your eyes open. You open your eyes, breathe in, hold, and then you see the green light, and then you breathe out and exhale, and you open your eyes. So you close your eyes, and you see the green light, and you exhale, and you push the thought down through the bottom of your feet, like all the way out to the earth. Or you can do it with purple for healing. If you have like a pain somewhere, and you like close your eyes, you breathe in, you see the purple light, and then you breathe out and you send it to that part of your body. And you say heal. And there's ones for like sport performance. You can do red before you're gonna like go on the ping pong tournament or whatever it might be. But I find it to be very relaxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And also, since you're talking about that whole mechanism of healing, we when we've been taught, we speak with NHS doctors all the time, therapists from all over the world. They say, Raj, how are you able to get this healing for this patient where I couldn't do it? They've been seeing me for years, and how are you doing this in 3 months or in 6 months? I'm saying it's so easy. It's not easy. So it is easy. All you do, because I've not been sick for 25 years. I've not seen a doctor. I've not taken any meds. I've not had a cold, a flu, a headache, a migraine, nothing. Not been to a hospital, had an x-ray, an ultrasound, MRI, nothing. Doctors keep asking me, you do that? You know what you're doing. You're consciously doing it. I said, yes. And they're like, okay, tell me. I said, look, when you do breathing, especially these pranayama, especially like the 3-3, you unlock these endorphins, which are pain relieving hormones, dopamine, serotonin, which are feel good, as you know, happy hormones, anandamide, which is something people have not heard of. Have you heard of it?
Well, no, I think so. No.
Ananda comes from the Sanskrit word bliss.
Mm.
Mide means molecule, so bliss molecule.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun.
We all have it in the brain. All humans have a bliss molecule in their brain.
Wow, that's cool.
But then because they never taught this in school.
They don't know how to activate it because they don't know what's in there. Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're always living way below the happiness quotients they could have experienced in life.
I think that's also important to say that, like there's a thing right now as well. Like people are, constantly on their phones, and that's like cheap dopamine. We're talking about people here is like real dopamine that like you're creating, not the one where you're scrolling and you're like getting a dopamine, it's called cheap dopamine, right? Where it doesn't last long and you're using something else to make it. This one you're making yourself.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
So Ryan, what is a prescription? I think you saw. So, if people want to try this out and they want to, there's a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day. So what is the prescription? If people want to try this out, how are they going to implement this breathing? They're not going to wait until they're feeling stressed, obviously, right? We want to get ahead of it. They're not going to wait until they can't sleep. Tell us, what is the prescription?
So basically, what people do is they, as an entry or doorway, like to get them into it, they buy the program, which is on our website, right? And it explains everything. It's got tutorial, audio, video, everything. And then when they realize, oh, I feel incredible. And then they realize, how can I use it for my relationships, my work, my health, my finances, my connection with God or the universe? What else can I do with this? And then that's where the deeper transformation coaching comes in. So then they get into, we do more bespoke coaching and make it 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever they want. But basically this method allows you to open a doorway to healing and transformation in a quick, easy, gentle, predictable manner, as long as you stick with the process. So the first sort of step is to get the program. It's only like $69 or something online. You can find it there.
Mm-hmm.
Go through that, and then you'll realize that you can start to reverse. I know it sounds like a big thing, but actually it's not. It's nothing really new. It's from Vedanta, which is a 10,000-year-old yogic science.
Right.
Right. We've studied religiously for decades now.
Yeah.
So what we do is we alkalize the bloodstream. You know about acidity and alkalinity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we do these methods, what we're doing, and why we're able to heal people quicker than normal, because we're alkalizing the bloodstream and getting away from the acidity, which is caused by negative thoughts, negative emotions, bad food, processed foods, lack of exercise, all those things. We reverse that, and then they start to realize all these diseases, dis-ease, as in not feeling ease within oneself, start to magnetically disappear. And they're like, this is a miracle. I said, well, yeah, you could say it's a miracle, but it's not really a miracle because it's already there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it.
Wow, cool. Well, I think these are some great skills for people, and start off. You can try it out. Wake up in the middle of the night, can't sleep. This is a great time to try the Insomnia Hack, and just hopefully this will be the year of the wellness for our listeners.
Absolutely.
So Raj, how can people find you, and can you tell us how they can connect with you and learn more?
Sure. So they can go to the 33insomniahack.com website. It's a landing page where they can read testimonials from the NHS, Oracle, Barclays Bank, and so many others. And they can order the program. It's like on a Black Friday deal, like $69 or something.
Okay.
So they can get into it, ask us any questions, email us, WhatsApp us. We get WhatsApp messages from all over the world all day long. We answer their specific questions for their particular challenge, health challenge or mindset challenge, whatever it is. And then, we keep in touch and see what they need and do our best to fulfill it.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being here. And to all my guests or my listeners, please join me next week as I interview another industry expert in topics to help you succeed on and offline. Big mahalo. We're just approaching 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's because of you and your aloha. It means the world to me. So please continue to subscribe and share this content with your friends and family so that they can benefit and I can attract more interesting people like Raj to share their wisdom with us. I will see you next week in the Pixels. Aloha. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Covert Code Podcast. If you're loving the insights we share here, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more digital innovators like you. Share this episode with your friends and colleagues on social media and help spread the word. And if you're in the solar space or just curious about where clean energy is headed, I'm thrilled to announce my brand new podcast, The Solar Coaster. This show digs into the real stories, trends, and challenges of the solar industry, with bold conversations and powerful takeaways you won't hear anywhere else. Follow the Solar Coaster now so you don't miss a single episode. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the Pixels. Aloha.